Hello and welcome back. Got some tectonica going here. So took a small break while I let things settle out. And I came back and I refit my diesel factory, as I mentioned in the recording. You have 5 assemblers making diesel so I can use up all of my biofuel. This has been running for a little bit, not too long. We haven't got everything cranked up quite yet, but it is going. And I expanded my buffer here. It was 2 yellow chests, now it's 4 red chests. So we will be able to buffer up a huge amount of diesel fuel here before we back up. This will give us a big buffer so we can, at a burst, supply the entire 720 a minute on the belt. We've got 450 a minute coming in. At least that's the number that I'm computing. All 3 of these are running full power, and it looks like they are all running flat out because all of their inputs are backed up. So at least for now, we're running flat out. But that's got that. Next thing we want to look at, we want to head back to the foundry area. I roughed out this area to a rectangle really quick. Well, not really quick. I roughed it out to a rectangle while I was sitting and chilling, waiting. The sharp eye among you will have noticed in the previous that I had all of my stuff, all of my inserters programmed over here for Shiverthorn, and that I put down the Kindle Vine farm. So I had to stop everything temporarily and rework it and get it back going again. But now we are back to running at steady state. You can see the nice river of things going back and forth. Obviously, some of it, this isn't backed up. We occasionally get some extra going off the end. I could leave them there, but I thought, well, let's accumulate some here just in case we need it, because we are going to need some. And that little amount that we siphon off isn't going to cut our production very much. This will give us 360 per minute of each of these. If either one of them backs up, we will continue to produce a little bit of it because the other one, so the Shiverthorn will, for instance, still consume Kindle Vine, but the fact that it's backed up isn't going to slow us down. But what that does mean is that less Shiverthorn will be sent over to make Kindle Vine. So if we back up one of them, the other one may have a slightly larger output. That depends, of course, on have I set these up to have excess capacity. I don't think, no, that doesn't matter because these produce their full output. And if we aren't diverting it back to the other side, then it will be output. So we are getting quite a lot of Shiverthorn. I think it is time to upgrade these guys to red. Pretty much I'm just going to be upgrading all of my boxes to red. So let's just go ahead and do that. I haven't automated making them yet, but I've got, a couple hundred in my inventory, 223 left already. So what do we want to do here? Well, the first thing is of the 2 things, I don't know which I'm going to do first. I'm going to want to start processing this Sesamite sand. And I'll be turning that into gel and then into Sesamite powder, Sesamite coolant, and we'll use those to make all sorts of neat things. I also want to breed more seeds. Now the seed breeder, tell you what, I will plan on taking the Sesamite out to that corner of the room and making the factory stretch out toward the east. So we can have our seed breeder right here where we can keep an eye on it. And I need to know what the quantities are, so we are going to start off with 1 thresher. I am going to start making notes. So seeds.org. The first thing is, if we thresh a unstable seed pod, what are we going to get? We are going to get one unstable becomes 5 of each. So at 1 per minute. Five and 5. This is in a thresher. Mark 2. Let's make sure I have the absolute name right. Unstable seed pod. Yes. Now, I have some of the other kind of seed pod on me, but those don't thrash, so we're good. The next question is, can I make them? Need to use filter inserter. I'm going to bring it out with 2. 2 each. So you are going to be producing Kindlevine seeds. You're going to be producing Shiverthorn seeds. And they're going to go into boxes. So I'm going to do cool things with those, no doubt. Now the input is these unstable seed pods. I have one recipe and it requires universal seed pods and sesamite powder. I'm going to bring in sesamite powder here. So that's going to have to come in from wherever we're doing our sesamite production. Bring it in from this side, since I'm going to do that off in that direction. And your other thing you input is the purple seeds. Now, what recipe do I have to make purple seeds? I have 2 of them. One comes from Shiverthorn seeds and neutralized buds and carbon powder, and the other one comes from Kindlevine seeds and stems and carbon powder. So each of them has 3 inputs. So I don't want to put them both side by side here. Oh, I know what I can do. Let's reorganize this just a little bit. You're going to go here. How do I get the other 2 in? Don't. This. You up, turn you, put you here. And here is where we're bringing in our sesamite. There. And we're going to put in these 2 guys. This makes purple from Shiverthorn, and this makes purple from Kindlevine. I'm not looking at the rates yet. Okay. I'm still just building this out so that it would build at whatever the minimum rate is with something being done by one machine. And we may scale it up, or I may leave it like this and just use it to make a fixed number of each of these seeds. I'm going to limit my storage to 1 row. If I get a full 8 stacks of these seeds, I can stop. Honestly. So this guy, both of these guys are going to need carbon. And it's going to need seeds and so let's see. I'm going to bring the carbon in at the end. Is any of them? Oh, these are all really low rate. Bring the carbon in on the right. That'll work. Okay. This takes the carbon bricks, which we have to mine with a proper drill. This would be a blast drill. For now, I'm going to put boxes on there. So this guy produces 5 for 1. This guy produces 1 for 1. So each output cycle, this is going to produce 4 purple seeds, which are going to produce 20 each of the other guy. Which means I need to be providing both Kindlevine and Shiverthorn seeds in. So 32 of these and 32 of the other ones will produce 40 of each. So this is actually not a very fast thing. I'm going to put them all in one box. This is the other way to do a crossover. Oh, so if I put this in one box and then take out into a second box, the thing is, if this is limited and I have all the stacks in it be one of them, it's going to goof. So let's not do that. I don't want it stopping because all of the slots of my output box happen to be filled up with 1 seed. Now, if that box fills up, yeah, there's that. So we're going to take some of our seeds here, and they're going to come over to here. Like that. Some of these seeds are going to come over like that. Yeah, the fact that this isn't centered makes it a little asymmetric. We come from here. Like that. Again, when I got everything backwards, it didn't end up polluting a lot of things with the wrong stuff because I was using filter inserters. It was actually fairly easy to clean up. You are going to come out here. Come in like this. Like that. So the seeds will feed back to these guys, so it will be able to make more. And I've reversed that, haven't I? I don't need the crossover. I should have realized because I built the crossover in without actually thinking about it. This guy needs Shiverthorn seeds. That's another reason to always use the filters. I want to get these out. I'm going to make these go to a flyover. Okay, let's double check what we've got so far. Kindle vine seeds and carbon brick. We need a input of the washed stems. We'll bring those over in a box for now. And this should be the neutralized. We wash stems and neutralized buds and both kinds of seeds. Kick this off, but once it's kicked off, we will be getting all sorts of good stuff out here. Now, I think this is going to be really slow, 5 per minute. This could take in 16 per minute. So these are going to, the whole thing is going to be throttled on how fast this thresher runs. I think I'm good with this. I like the idea of controlling how much I do here. And we'll let it run for a while. I'm going to limit the storage on this to, let's limit it to 2 stacks to begin with. These stacked to 500. In fact, let's limit it to 1 stack. So I have some buds put in over here. And I need to pick up some these. I'm probably putting overkill amounts of these in, but it's a side thing enough to get. Okay. Now I do have some seeds I can put in here. So let's go to here, insert the seeds. I can insert the buds. You need carbon brick. As I'm going to put the other stack down at the very bottom. I can find it easy. Probably could have just put it right in the assembler. There we go. So unfortunately, we need 32 Kindle vine seeds before we can even start. If I have any more seeds on me, I believe I have turned all of my seeds into plants. I'm carrying the plants around. I do have a bunch of universal seed pods and unstable seed pods. We will seed the system with that. Now we're not going to be able to go very far because we have no shiverthorn powder. That gets us set up. So when we have the powder, it will start running. So 9 runs of this will get us 45 more seeds. So it'll be 50 seeds. So these guys should be able to be ready to go and maybe turn out more reds. Now, when I did this in my previous playthrough, I forgot each one of the purple and red seeds represents a lot of Kindlevine and Shiverthorn. I dumped in a bunch of Kindlevine and Shiverthorn stuff and it all disappeared. It's like, where'd it go? And I had all these purple and red seeds ready to go and it wasn't doing anything. Yeah, it wasn't yellow and blue seeds, saying. We just need to let this go. And Shiverthorn powder next. How are we doing? Not Shiverthorn, excuse me. Sesamite. So, Sesamite stand comes from sand pumps. And for some reason, it's noted in my data files that I originally extracted various places as 60 per minute. It's 100 per minute per pump. Okay, so the sesamite gel is made from sand and shiverthorn extract gel. So we need to make some shiverthorn extract gel from the shiverthorn extract. And I can do that over here. Potentially I need quite a lot of it. I will set up the machines to eat as much as possible. That would be 630, potentially 630 coming out of here. So let's see if I can do this. 630 may be excessive. We are making shiverthorn extract gel. Not into sesamite quite yet. Kind of a blue goo, and I always have trouble finding it because it's always off one side or the other. Okay, so this one machine can take 600 per minute in. Yeah, I'm just going to put it here. I probably should have a reserve of shiverthorn extract that's not being used. So what I'm going to do, well, this is a splitter here. So I'm bringing it in and I'm splitting half of it back. If I brought another one out of here or here, it would mean only a third of it would go back, and that might not be enough. So we are going to bring this out. And I'm going to split off half of it here. It's going to go into a box. No, that needs to go off the other direction. So this box will accumulate. Oops. Box will accumulate up to 2 rows of shiverthorn extract that I can pick up by hand. And we put this machine here, and we're going to split off again. There. And this is the blue goo. Found it on the left last time. Apparently it's on the left when we're setting the recipe, and it's not on the left when we are setting the filter. There it is. It is on the left, it's just way down. I put 2 of those on. We are going to limit ourselves to 2 stacks of shiverthorn extract. We don't usually need to pick it up. Having 2 stacks gives us a little bit of burst capability there. And finally, I'm going to put an unlimited in there. I should have put here. Them all look the same. Keeping things consistent makes it easier to debug when things go wrong. And this is going to be unlimited size. So this is where we go. This is where I normally will pick it up. If this is empty, then we can go, oh, wait a minute. I've got an idea. Yeah, that's better. So this is our main supply of Shiverthorn. This is our reserve. We're gonna have a reserve of it. We can pick up by hand and deliver somewhere. We'll take half of our net output for the reserve. Our main supply we will feed in to get this. And you get the blue goo. Did I pick up any? I should have picked up some. I need to start dropping some of my bulk stuff again. There it is. I'm going to put some inserters on these just so I can display what it is. If that's all turned off, I can still see that there's something in. I don't think we have a Kindlevine extract that does the same thing. Let's see. Do we have Kindlevine extract gel? It doesn't look like it. So if we have it, I haven't unlocked it yet. Might be good to have this same setup, though. Bring it out to here. You come out. That. This will give us a Kindlevine reserve. We don't really have anything we want to build from it. I can put this here. And this will be Kindlevine for use by the rest of the factory. Unlimited. Limited. So, next step. All the way over here. So I want to line all this up. So how much Sesamite are we likely to get? Well, let me tell you, when we start draining level, the level that is troublesome, we've got, I believe that level requires 24 pumps. 24 pumps just to keep from losing ground, and then you're pumping an insignificant amount of net. 36 pumps, so 3,600 per minute. We're not going to scale to that quite yet. Let's see what we do scale to. So the first thing we want to do is we want to be making sesamite gel out of the sesamite sand. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to give us a little room, say 3 of these foundations for space and a little bit of foundation, a little bit extra here. This guy is making sesamite gel. So you need a tiny bit of shiverthorn gel, 2 per minute. And this, we need one of these assemblers for every pump we want to support. Start off with, say, 6 of them. Potentially this will grow wider and wider. I think I'm going to have to dig off in that direction. Wonder how close the wall is. Let's set up 6 to start with, because 6 of these together will fit on 1 belt. We got 5 of these guys. 4 now. We're just going to bring you across. Just like that. So I want to come back here. I want to split it 2 ways and then 3 ways. You're going to go straight in. I'm going to be leaving long lead-ins. Each one of them has a decent amount of buffering. The idea is that when this filter inserter picks up 12, it just restocks it from this belt as fast as the belt moves, so that when this is splitting out 3 ways, if there are gaps in them, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, as it goes around, because all these triggered, at least we get our 12 immediately. And if we're doing 6 of them, it means that we do need to do something like this. There. So you cannot run 1 belt across all of them and have it fill the belt, because there will be gaps in the belt that are not big enough for the inserter to drop anything into, which is quite unfortunate. So what you do is you make 2 partial belts and you merge them, and the merge will shuffle things around, get it all set up. I needed to bring back a programmed inserter. Probably would have been quicker to just program it on the site, but yeah. And because I really, really want this to run at full speed, I am going to suddenly make the executive decision to have another hub along each line. Just like So now on the other side, I need to be taking in the blue goo and putting out the red goo. So I'm going to have red goo coming out that. The blue goo I'm going to be bringing in. I think I'm going to reverse them. That is so I can bring in one belt this way, do my curve in thing. So if we are getting 100 in each machine, we're going to get 48 times 6. That is going to be 288. That will fit on one belt. I don't need to pull any tricks or anything. This will just work. And I'm going to put those in a box. I want this to come from a flyover. I'm going to move it up, say 4, so we got plenty of space to duck underneath it because I still do want to do that. And there's my blue goo supply, of which we will need 12 per minute. So there's the red goo. I will not be doing the dual. I don't need to have a reserve supply that I can pick up in hand. So we'll just have all the red goo going into the one box. I do want to see the red goo go into one box before I continue with this. So Sesamite gel can be used to make clay, conveyor belts, copper frames, and so on. Hold on. Okay, so Sesamite gel is used directly clay, conveyor belts, copper frames, inserters, iron frames, mining charges, monorail poles, and steel frames. Okay. Powder. Let me grab my original recipe. Happy to tap. Okay. So we have Sesamite powder being made from gel of gel making a bunch of other things. Got the whole list here now. And then we have powder making a bunch of things. Let's get stem and so on. So there's a whole sesamite seed thing. I don't think we can do those yet. But yeah, we need to take the gel and make it into powder. We also need to have gel available for other things in the area, so I don't want to actually all of my gel into powder. It does require a smelter. So somewhere I had a Mark III smelter that I was with. I'd really rather not bring fuel down to this area. So we're going to go see if we can recover that smelter. We should be able to make more soon. Let's see, production. Smelter Mark III. I'm going to put that on button F2. We've got 5. Oh, we have 5 of them in our inventory. Okay, that's good. I won't worry about it then. Our first smelter will go on this line. I'm going to give it some space. And you are electric, so you just make it. This is going to convert 17 to 17 per minute. Eventually, we are turning out a lot more than that. We now have 5 of them. We are turning out powder from these guys. Sesamite powder. I always confuse copper powder with the sesamite powder. They're very similar colors when I just glance at them. I could have sworn that these smelters had more throughput than 17 per minute, but it is what it is. So 17 times 85 per minute. So this can go back this way and get dumped into a box. And then we'll take it out of the box, put onto a belt going onto other things. Now, if we have something important we want to do with this, I will hub it off of this line, or that goes to the smelters. And we need to add more smelters to get more powder. That's got our powder going. Well, we need the powder over here, don't we? Right there. This guy needs 25 per minute of the powder, but we've got more than 25 per minute. And I'm going to bring it on the flyover. That this line may end up looking like a bus. Let's actually do this. So to put this on a flyover, I'm going to start from there.
Task inbound. Bio-brick diesel. Sesamite variation. Utilize sesamite powder in conjunction with standard bio-bricks for enhanced production of high-density fuel.
So this flyover line, turn it here. Got to bring it down here. There we go. So we now have a secondary task to make the fancy biobrick. Biobrick diesel Sesamite variation. So it told us what to do, but it didn't give us a thingy. So Sesamite powder with standard biobricks for better diesel. Okay, that's the bulk. I don't fancy reworking our diesel factory quite yet. We may have to do it in the future, but not yet. And in fact, I may simply forego it if I can get away with it. These are crunching. So this should be building now. Now this will be really slow. I'm pretty sure that these will be accumulating powder and here we go. I'm not going to limit them. Why is that? So we're going to need more Smelter Mark IIIs. Well, we actually need to have Smelter Mark IIIs automated anyway, and we need to have sensor blocks automated anyway. Sensor blocks are going to be, I remember them as being, you know, the next level of hard stuff. I called the electric motor and the processor array hard parts, and the relay circuit, these are hard parts. So the sensor block is harder part because we need relay circuits, and we're going to need to make sure we've automated the carbon bricks so that we can make carbon frames. But we're not there yet. We're getting close. I may need to siphon off some more of this stuff. In fact, I think I do need to. I am going to put one little guy out here. But just to get a few more. But that's going to get like one out of each batch. But that's going to reduce our rate at which we are creating the extracts, but that's okay because we have just a ton of the extracts. So what did we end up doing so far? We have puttered around a bit and then built our seed multiplication area. And this is going to run slowly. L. So the question is, Is that our where exactly is our bottleneck? I think it should be the thresher. This guy, oh, he only produces 1 per minute. It may be this guy. Yeah, these produce 2 per minute each. This only produces 1 per minute, so we need 4 of these for the setup. So if we wanted to multiply seeds quickly, it would be one each of those, 4 of these guys producing 4 per minute into here. You'd need 4 threshers, so 4 threshers and 4 of these. So what'll end up happening is that this guy will end up backing up and having universal seed pods sitting there ready for processing. No, that's not too bad. And there's our first batch of 5. Sucked right up. So 5 per minute. So I need to go away for an hour. 2, 3. Before I do, let's head up to Sierra. And it's not that I need to go do something that takes that long. It's that it's going to take that long for interesting things to happen. We are still digging. We've had no audio alerts about Sierra. I was hoping that we would have drained the level by now. We have, in fact, drained the level. So the only reason to continue pumping on this level is to assure a modest arrival rate of sand and to keep it empty so that we can continue to produce the carbon thingies and so that we can mine out the metal, because we do have some metal stuff. But we only require 1 pump for that. And in fact, each one of these pumps is only running at 1/3 speed. So I'm just going to delete 2 of the pumps. I'll leave the framework in there later so I can put 2 pumps back on should I want to drain this after it has, for example, bottomed out. So what next? I think our next step is going to be to start draining next level, which we've dug to. Obviously, we need to do some automation. There's probably some science on the next level that will help us. Let's see. Do we have anything we need to scan yet? I think... No, we don't have anything hidden behind a scan. So really the next thing we need to do as far as checklist is concerned is upgrade Sierra. I think it might be time to put our stuff down on the next level. So that's going to be the next recording. I do need to go prepare some stuff really quickly. I will let this run for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, and we'll see what we get in our seed area. Let me park ourselves on the seed area so we can watch those. I'm interested in seeing this grow to the point where these belts are backed up. That's what we're looking for. So until then, I will see you in the next recording.